welcome back to my channel. I can't believe we're in December. The year just seems to have flown by, but because we're now in the start of a new month, I thought I would share with you some of my monthly favourites from November. So let's get going. First up is a fragrance. I smelt this in John Lewis, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, and pretty much bought it immediately. I've not smelt anything like this. It is light, it is floral, there's a little bit of sweetness to it, but it's just the most stunning scent. This is the English Pear and Sweet Pea cologne from Jo Malone. Do you think this is new? The woman at the counter basically said that this was one of the newest ones that they had. It was a big seller because everybody seems to love this. I obviously felt the same. I bought the kind of, not the mini size, but like I guess the smaller size of the perfume, only because I wanted something that would also be quite easy to put into my handbag. So this size is perfect for me. But yeah, I really love Jo Malone perfumes and fragrances in general. If you saw my last video, you know that I love them because I bought the candles. I just think that you really get what you pay for when it comes to Jo Malone. Like, you could easily buy a cheaper perfume, you know, and it would smell great, but the thing that I find about the Jo Malone ones is that they just last on the skin. They last all day. Whereas I was using one from Zara that I love and I still love, but I would find that I'd put it on in the morning and then by like mid-morning, lunchtime, you just couldn't smell it. Whereas this, I find I put on in the morning and even throughout the day, I'm still getting compliments into like the evening of what's your perfume? I really love it. So that's why I think Jo Malone are worth it, and that's why I buy them. Next up, I have a bag. Now, if you know bags, and obviously you know that I love bags, you might be sitting here thinking, Steph, did you buy yourself an Hermes Picotin? And the answer is no. I wish I did, because I do genuinely love the Hermes Picotin styles, and the dream would be to someday get to unbox a bag coming out of an orange box. But alas, that time has not yet come. However, this does look like an Hermes Picotin. It is a leather bag. It's obviously in a stunning kind of deep red burgundy shade. But I think you might be surprised to find that this actually came from the TikTok shop. And I'll be the first to admit, I am not a TikTok shopper. I find it quite overwhelming. I feel like every man and his dog is pushing TikTok shop videos on TikTok, or at least that's what my algorithm feels like. However, I was on there looking for something completely different, stumbled across this and thought, I really like this bag. I think that this bag is stunning. It obviously is a very good dupe of an Hermes Picotin. It obviously doesn't have any Hermes on it. Like, there's no wording. It's not like a fake bag, if that makes sense. But I love the style. It obviously has the same kind of closure at the top. It's not really suede lining. It's quite soft lining, but I don't think it's suede. The bag is leather though, and I just really love the colour. And yeah, I'm well happy with my little TikTok shop purchase, because I think this bag cost me £22, and do you know what? It's a lot cheaper than buying an actual Hermes Picotin, because you can't really even buy them. I think you still kind of have to play a little bit of the Hermes game to even get a Picotin. Even though it's not a quota bag, it's still a hard bag to get unless you're very lucky on the website. But the bags on the website, I think, are like 2,400 or 2,500, obviously depending on the style. So for 22 quid, I'm very happy with my TikTok shop bargain. Next up, I have another book recommendation. So obviously I shared 2 books last month. This book is Cher's book. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, then you will know that I was so lucky to bag myself 2 tickets to go see her at the theatre in London, being interviewed by Stephen Fry, talking about her memoir, part 1. And I've been the biggest Cher fan forever. Like, I first saw Mermaids, and that's when I feel like I fell in love with her as a person. I've loved her music ever since, and I just think she's so, I mean, she's an icon, she's a legend, she's everything that you'd expect her to be. And the book is just phenomenal. There's so many funny stories in this. If you really want to kind of get to know her a little bit better as a person, then this book really kind of dives into it. This is part 1, so this kind of covers her childhood through to the Sonny and Cher eras. We obviously don't go beyond that. That's hopefully coming in part 2. Don't know when part 2 is going to come. But this book is just so good. Like, if you love Cher, then you're going to love this book. It is a chunky book as well. Obviously, this is the hard back cover book. So next up, I'm not actually going to show you or bring out the item that's my favourite. I'm just going to insert a little clip here because frankly, you'll never see it in shop, but it is this River Island coat. Now, I was originally served this as an ad on Instagram and just kind of fell in love with it from the ad. I'm a complete marketer's dream. Like, I actually work in marketing and I'm a marketer's dream, but I saw the ad, thought, I don't have a coat like that in my wardrobe. I want a coat like that in my wardrobe. It's obviously burgundy, which, you know, I absolutely love burgundy. I love the fact that the fur collar, or it's faux fur, obviously, because it's from River Island, but I love the fact that the faux fur collar is removable. So it's basically like you've got two coats in one, which, you know, I needed to girl math this because I was like, I don't need to be buying another coat, but it is absolutely stunning in person. I can't stop wearing it, especially now the weather's turned really cold. So yeah, I absolutely love this. It also comes in grey and black, but for me, the burgundy was the winner. Sticking with clothes, I've got some PJs. These are from Chelsea Piers, and I put these up in the Black Friday sale because they were 50% off. So these actually went down to, I want to say £19. I've been shopping for PJs from Chelsea Piers for years now. I probably first shopped with them 2 or 3 years ago. I still wear those PJs to this day. They wash so well. They are like literally the softest PJs that I own. They also come in a variety of different colours, a variety of different prints. I personally really like the animal style ones. I prefer the cotton over the satin. That's just a personal preference for me. I find the cotton is so much softer for me. Okay, so my next favourite item is actually one that I'm wearing. It's this chunky gold necklace. This is from LK Bennett and it is chunky, it is weighty, but I absolutely love it. I've been looking for a chunky gold necklace for a while and a lot of the ones said they were chunky, but they just felt quite thin, if that makes sense. They weren't chunky enough for me, that's for sure. But I saw this on the LK Bennett website and actually the picture didn't really do it any justice and I couldn't work out what it was going to look like, whether it was going to be a choker, whether it was going to be a bit longer. But then somebody had obviously reviewed it and had posted pictures of themselves up on the website showing kind of what it looks like in real life. That's what convinced me to get it because honestly, I love this necklace. I just find that I wear this all the time. It's like if I don't know what jewellery to wear with an outfit, I just put this on and it instantly pulls the whole outfit together. I probably wear this 3 or 4 times a week and pretty much every time I'm in the office I'm always wearing this. It is quite heavy though, that's the only thing I would say, and when I've been wearing it all day in an office and then I've like gone out in the evening and then I've come home, like it is quite chunky and heavy, but I love it. Next, moving on to skincare, and this is probably the 3rd time that I've repurchased this because I love it that much, and this is the Elemis Superfood Midnight Facial. This is just my skin's best friend in the wintertime. You know, just when your skin is not looking its best, it's looking a little bit dull, you're not feeling that your skin's kind of glowing the way that it should be or it could be. This is the thing that I use to kind of revitalize my skin a little bit. It is so nourishing. It is so moisturizing. You don't really need to use a lot. I put this on at night and then in the morning, my skin is so soft and I get that nice little glow. Which is why, yeah, this is the 3rd time that I bought it. It smells amazing. I think most Elemis products smell phenomenal. Oh, but it's just got such a sweet kind of almost like bubblegummy, but not in a sickly way kind of smell. I just find this a really luxurious product to use and that's why this is the 3rd time I bought it. Now, if you remember last month, I spoke about the Laneige lip sleeping mask that I absolutely love. And it was the thing that was really kind of sorting out my lips because they're so dry at the moment. And so many of you messaged to say you do realise they do like a regular lip balm that you can use during the day as well. So I had to pick it up. I've also gone for the berry flavour, which is the same that I've got in the lip sleeping mask because I just think this one is so nice. But yeah, this works just as well as the night one. I find myself constantly using it. I like that there's like a little glow from this. So because I'm not a lipstick person, I find that lipsticks really irritate my lips. But this kind of gives a little bit of a tint. So it kind of adds a little bit of colour while also nourishing my lips, which is why I absolutely love it. So my next favourite thing isn't actually a new thing, if that makes sense. This is almost like a rediscovery, and that is my Dyson Airwrap. Now, I got this 3 or 4 years ago, and it's kind of been a little bit of a, not a love-hate relationship, but maybe a bit more of a like meh relationship, in the sense that I had really high hopes when I got this, that I was suddenly going to be able to master it like that, and I would have like phenomenal looking hair every single day. And the reality is that this is actually a little bit harder to use, or I found it a bit harder to use than I thought it was going to be. And I've had a little bit of a love-hate relationship with it ever since. I go through phases where I love to use it and I use it quite a lot. And then I just kind of revert back to using like a curling wand on my hair, because I feel like the results are a bit more consistent and like I fully have mastered that. But I decided to kind of give this another go recently, and I have been loving it. I was noticing that my hair was just feeling so thin from using so much heat, and I wanted to kind of stop using as much heat. Obviously, this does use a form of heat to obviously style your hair, but I do think this is better for my hair than using kind of like a curling wand that goes up to a couple of 100 degrees on my hair. So I have been using this more often. I do feel like I'm falling back in love with it, and as my hair has kind of changed in terms of length and style, I feel like I'm starting to really understand a little bit more about what works. Mine is like an original style Airwrap, so it doesn't have all the fancy features that the newer one does. Like I have separate barrels for the left and right side. I don't have the one that goes at the top to like help with frizz. I don't have that one because, as I say, mine's like 3 or 4 years old, but I'm persevering. I'm still using it, and this month I've really loved it. This is like 2-day-old hair. I air wrapped it yesterday morning. We're now the following afternoon, and this is kind of how I like my hair to look. We have a lot of volume here at the bottom, but we're a little bit smoother at the top. So yeah, I'm really loving it all over again. So that's why the Airwrap's one of my monthly favourites. And then my final favourite thing is actually what I'm shooting this and what I have shot quite a few videos on so far. That is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I've wanted this camera for so long, and I set myself a little milestone, which was if I reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I would treat myself to the camera. And I managed to hit that milestone last month, which is why I picked up the camera and I love it. I'm going to insert some clips here of what the camera looks like, but I watched so many reviews, I read so many things, I spoke to so many people who already had this, and literally every single person was like, you will not regret it. Like, this just makes filming content so much easier. I think back to kind of when I was first on YouTube in 2016, 2017, and I would film all my content, all my video content on a giant Canon camera, switching out the lenses and everything else. And while I still think that was a great camera, and obviously that was the experience that I had, this just makes it so much easier. Like, it is so much smaller, it's so much more portable, but the quality is not compromised at all. I mean, I'm shooting this in 4K, like my Canon could never have done that. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It is an expensive piece of kit, that's no lie, but most cameras are expensive. But what I would say is that there's always deals about, and Amazon actually probably seems to be the cheapest place. So if you're in the market for it and you're kind of on the fence, just let this be your sign that it is worth it. I could do a whole video on how much I love the Pocket 3, just because it has kind of changed my life when it comes to recording content and getting the content captured. It's just so much easier to kind of use, and I just feel like the quality of the content just is better because of it. So yeah, that's my final favourite thing of the month. So that has been my monthly favourites video for November. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you soon. Bye.